Let me ask you something. What do you want to leave behind when your time on this earth is done? Is it a pile of money? A bank account with endless zeros? Or something more meaningful than that? You see, wealth is important. It pays the bills, opens doors, and gives us options. But here's the truth. No one ever looks back at their life and says, I wish I'd spent more time accumulating things. No. What truly matters isn't what you take with you, it's what you leave behind. Think about the people who have shaped your life. Maybe it was a parent, a teacher, or even someone you never met but whose words changed everything for you. What did they leave behind? Was it their fortune? Or was it something deeper: wisdom, inspiration, love, or values that guided you through tough times? That's legacy. Legacy is the footprint we leave on hearts, not the size of our wallets. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying money doesn't matter. It does. But it's just a tool. Like a hammer, it can build something beautiful or destroy if misused. The real question is, what are you building with your tools? Are you creating relationships, making an impact, teaching others, growing yourself? Because those are the things that last. Those are the things people remember. Wealth fades. It gets spent, stolen, lost, divided among heirs. But legacy endures. A kind word spoken to someone in need. A lesson shared with a child. A dream pursued against all odds. These things ripple outward, touching lives long after you're gone. And here's the beauty of it. Anyone can create a legacy. You don't need special talents, connections, or resources. All you need is intention. When you live intentionally, every action becomes part of your story. Every choice adds another brick to the foundation of your legacy. So ask yourself today, am I living in a way that honors the person I want to be remembered as? Do my actions reflect the values I hold dear? If not, it's never too late to start. Start small, be kinder, work harder, share more, invest in people instead of just possessions. Because at the end of the day, success is not measured by how much you accumulate, it's measured by how much you contribute. So go ahead, build something worth leaving behind. Something that makes the world better because you were here. Something that inspires others to do the same. Because while wealth may buy comfort, legacy brings meaning, and there's nothing more valuable than that. Let's talk about what legacy really means. Legacy isn't just something reserved for famous people or historical figures. It's not about statues or monuments or having your name engraved somewhere. Legacy is personal. It's intimate. It's the sum total of how you've touched other people's lives. Whether it's one person or thousands. Think about it this way. Every interaction you have, every decision you make, leaves an imprint. Some imprints are small, like holding the door open for someone when they're carrying groceries. Others are bigger, like mentoring a young person who goes on to achieve great things because of your guidance. All those moments add up, and together they form the story of who you are and who you'll be remembered as. Now, here's the thing about legacy. It doesn't wait until the end of your life to start forming. It starts right now, today, with the choices you make in this moment. Every day you're writing another page in your story. What do you want that page to say? Do you want it to read like a boring chapter filled with excuses and missed opportunities? Or do you want it to shine with purpose, passion, and action? You see, most people don't think about their legacy until later in life, if at all. They get caught up chasing wealth, status, or approval from others. And before they know it, years have passed without them truly contributing anything meaningful. Don't let that happen to you. Start thinking about your legacy today, not tomorrow, not next year, but right now. One of the biggest misconceptions out there is that leaving a legacy requires doing something extraordinary. People think, well, unless I cure cancer or write a best-selling book, my life won't matter. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Legacy isn't always about grand gestures. Sometimes it's about consistency. It's showing up day after day, being dependable, and making a difference in the little ways that count. For example, imagine a teacher who spends decades teaching kids in a small town. Maybe she never becomes famous, but her students grow up remembering how she believed in them when no one else did. That's legacy. Or picture a parent who works tirelessly to provide for their family, not because they're rich, but because they care deeply about giving their children a better future. That's legacy too. So don't feel like you need to change the world overnight. Just focus on changing one corner of it, the part where you live, work, and interact with others. Another aspect of legacy worth exploring is its ripple effect. When you leave behind something positive, it doesn't stop with you. It spreads outward, influencing others in ways you might never fully realize. Let me give you an example. Suppose you take the time to encourage a coworker who's struggling. That act of kindness lifts their spirits. And maybe later, they pass that encouragement along to someone else. Before you know it, your simple gesture has created a chain reaction of positivity that reaches far beyond what you could have imagined. This is why legacy is so powerful it multiplies itself. Your actions plant seeds, and those seeds grow into trees whose branches shelter generations to come. But here's the flip side. The same principle applies to negativity. If you choose to leave behind bitterness, resentment, or harm, those things also multiply. They spread pain instead of joy, division instead of unity, and unfortunately, that kind of legacy lingers just as much as the good kind, if not more. So ask yourself, which type of ripple do you want to create? Because every choice you make contributes to one or the other. Will you be someone who adds light to the world, or will you dim it? The answer lies in the daily decisions you make, the words you speak, the attitudes you adopt, and the energy you bring into each situation. Speaking of energy, let's talk about enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is contagious. When you approach life with passion and purpose, it inspires others to do the same. Have you ever noticed how certain people seem to light up a room simply by walking into it? Their energy draws you in, makes you feel alive, motivates you to dream bigger. Those are the kinds of people who leave lasting legacies. Why? Because they remind us of what's possible. They show us that life isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. And guess what? You can be one of those people. You don't need special skills or talents. All you need is a willingness to pour your heart into whatever you do. Whether it's your job, your hobbies, your relationships, or your community involvement, give it everything you've got. Bring your best self to the table every single time. That's how you build a legacy worth remembering. Of course, building a meaningful legacy isn't easy. There will be challenges along the way, moments when you doubt yourself, when you wonder if your efforts even matter. Doubt is normal. Everyone experiences it at some point. But here's the key. Don't let doubt dictate your actions. Instead, use it as fuel to push harder, dig deeper, and keep moving forward. Remember, success isn't about avoiding failure. It's about refusing to quit when failure knocks on your door. Every setback is just a setup for a comeback. Every struggle teaches you something valuable that you can share with others down the road. So embrace the hard times, lean into them, because those difficult seasons often shape the most impactful parts of your legacy. While we're on the topic of struggles, let's address another important element of legacy: resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep going even when the odds are stacked against you. And let me tell you, resilience leaves a mark. When people see you rise above challenges, they're inspired to do the same. They look at you and think, if they can do it, so can I. That's powerful. That's leadership. You don't have to hold a title or stand on a stage to lead. You lead by example. By facing your fears head on, by persevering through tough times, you become a role model for others. And that's exactly the kind of legacy that lasts. Now, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about relationships. Relationships are the foundation of any meaningful legacy. After all, how can you impact others if you don't connect with them first? Connection starts with listening. Really listening, not just waiting for your turn to speak, but genuinely trying to understand where someone else is coming from. When you listen well, you earn trust. And when you have trust, you have influence. Influence allows you to inspire, motivate, and guide others toward their own greatness. So invest in your relationships. Be present. Show up for the people in your life and not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's not. Because those are the moments that define who you are. And speaking of defining who you are, let's touch on authenticity. Authenticity is another crucial ingredient in building a lasting legacy. People can spot a fake from miles away. If you try to be someone you're not, if you put on a mask to impress others, your legacy will crumble under the weight of dishonesty. On the other hand, when you live authentically, when you stay true to your values, your beliefs, and your vision, you attract the right people into your life. People who respect you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. Those are the kinds of connections that endure. Those are the kinds of relationships that help you leave a legacy worth celebrating. Here's another thought. Gratitude plays a huge role in shaping your legacy. Gratitude keeps you grounded. It reminds you of how far you've come and helps you appreciate the journey, even when it's messy. Plus, gratitude is attractive. It draws people towards you. When you express genuine appreciation for the people and opportunities in your life, it creates a culture of positivity around you. People want to be near that energy. They want to be part of something uplifting and encouraging. And when you foster that kind of environment, you naturally create a legacy of kindness, support, and goodwill. Let's also talk about growth. Growth is essential to leaving a meaningful legacy. If you're not growing, you're stagnating. And stagnation leads to complacency, which is the enemy of progress. To grow, you have to step outside your comfort zone. You have to challenge yourself, learn new skills, and seek out experiences that stretch you. Growth doesn't always feel comfortable, in fact. It rarely does, but it's necessary if you want to leave behind something significant. Think about it. Would you rather be remembered as someone who played it safe their whole life? Or as someone who dared to dream big and took bold steps toward achieving those dreams? The choice is yours. As you pursue growth, don't forget to share what you learn along the way. Teaching is one of the most impactful ways to leave a legacy. When you pass on your knowledge, your insights, your wisdom, you empower others to succeed. You give them tools they can use to improve their own lives. And when they succeed, they carry forward the lessons you taught them, extending your legacy even further. So whether it's formally mentoring someone, sharing advice with a friend, or simply leading by example, find ways to teach others. Knowledge shared is knowledge multiplied. Another piece of the legacy puzzle is service. Service is about giving without expecting anything in return. It's about lifting others up, even when it costs you something: time, effort, resources. Service doesn't require fanfare or recognition. It's done quietly, humbly, with the sole intention of helping someone else. And yet, service leaves an indelible mark. When you serve others, you demonstrate love in action. You show them that they matter, that they're valued, that they're not alone. That kind of impact sticks with people long after the moment has passed. It becomes part of their story and part of yours. While we're discussing service, let's talk about generosity. Generosity isn't just about giving money, although financial giving can certainly be a part of it. True generosity is about giving freely of yourself, your time, your attention, your expertise. It's about looking for opportunities to bless others, even when it's inconvenient. Generosity builds bridges between people. It fosters connection and community. And it creates a legacy of abundance, where everyone benefits from the overflow of what you've given. Now let's circle back to the idea of time. Time is the ultimate currency. Unlike money, once it's gone, you can't get it back. So how you spend your time says a lot about the legacy you're building. Are you wasting your time on trivial pursuits? Or are you investing it in things that matter? Are you prioritizing activities that align with your values and goals? Or are you letting distractions derail you? Time management is legacy management. Use your time wisely, and you'll leave behind a trail of accomplishments that reflect who you are and what you stand for. Let's also acknowledge the importance of balance. Building a legacy doesn't mean sacrificing everything else in your life. You still need to take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. Burnout won't help anyone, least of all you. So, find a rhythm that works for you. Work hard, yes, but also rest. Play. Laugh. Spend time with loved ones. A balanced life produces a sustainable legacy that stands the test of time. And finally, let's talk about courage. Courage is the backbone of any great legacy. Without courage, you'll settle for mediocrity. With courage, you'll chase excellence. Courage pushes you to take risks, to face fears, to stand firm in your convictions. Courage enables you to leave behind something extraordinary. So cultivate courage. Practice it daily. Stretch yourself beyond what feels safe. Because the boldest legacies are built by the bravest souls. So, as we close this conversation, remember this. Your legacy isn't defined by what you accumulate, but by what you contribute. It's not about the wealth you gather, it's about the lives you touch, the values you instill, and the example you set. Start today. Take one step, no matter how small, and commit to building something that will outlast you. Because in the end, it's not what you take from this world that matters. It's what you leave behind. Be bold, be intentional, and most importantly, be unforgettable.